so I encountered this thing while driving on the road. Better stay away than the workers command to put it on the truck. Looking through the outside the body, the little thing, but it can pulls and blows. Varying by tons, the price is equivalent to a high-end sedan at this time. The steel coil has been transported to the factory building. Start crane then transport to the automatic transport shelf. This shelf is not simple. It can hold 3,000 steel coils, can store 1 tons of cargo for a long time. Of course, the ground has also been specially paved so it won't collapse due to high load. Now let's move on to plant number 2, PLTCM production line. It's what you call the pickling line. First, the steel coil is fixed to the wheel traction belt, and then the roller strap the slow forward transmission. At this time came to the welding platform. After fixing, start welder weld and fix the two into one. This will ensure continuity during the pickling process. The so-called pickling is the cleaning process before galvanizing. It can remove the oxide scale on the metal surface. Remove everything. Now enter the second cleaning process. It's being squeezed dry by the device. It's like doing laundry. You have to give it a twist after washing. Look again. At this time the metal surface has given off a bright sheen. Then it's shifted to the front. Activate double cutter heads to remove excess metal on both sides. Now onto the next step, surface processing. This equipment mainly rolls steel plates. This is also an essential step before the steel coil is bundled. Through this step, the steel plate can be pressed flatter so as to avoid the uneven phenomenon of the edge of the steel plate. It's then rolled into one piece. At this point, look at the surface of the steel coil again. It is no longer significantly different from cold rolled steel. Then the baler ties one end securely and write the batch number of this product on it. Subsequent forward transportation, put it in the factory for temporary use. Store below to enter the most important galvanizing process. This is the CGL production line. It can also be called a continuous hot dip galvanizing production line. Just this set of equipment, the price is more than 50,000,000 yuan. This assembly line is extremely easy. Workers only need to observe the monitoring. Just watch if the device is working normally. And then transport it to the front. Then each steel plate is welded together by a welding machine. So this step is to solder together. Then pickle cut segments. After pickling, solder them together. Let's take a look at this magnificent thing. Tens of thousands of meters of steel plates are transported forward without interaction. The galvanizing process is actually divided into 3 parts. They are hot dip galvanizing and electro galvanizing respectively. And called galvanizing since CGL. Hot dip galvanizing is used this time, so let's talk about hot dip galvanizing. This process can only use clean steel plates. That's why there will be a series of degreasing washes in front. Pickling and entering the plating aid mixed with molten zinc. The relationship between iron and zinc is this tenuous. The steel plate is also coated with zinc and the thickness of the zinc layer is about 30 to 90 microns. This coating is relatively thick, but there are also obvious reasons why zinc is too thick. It also as metals such as aluminum, magnesium and nickel. Mainly to improve corrosion resistance. Aluminum will also be added. This is to enhance the appearance. The start cooling and passivation. So-called passivation is to treat the surface permeate solution so that a layer of galvanized layer is produced on the surface. The passivation film is then transported underneath, visually inspected by the workers. Observe whether the surface is damaged or not. Check the width of the steel plate and the thickness of the steel plate again. Finally, let's talk about why passivation treatment is required. This is mainly to cope with humid and warm climates, because once the steel plate corrodes, it will lose its luster and rust. The steel plate has also lost its original. Some protective layers will break down soon. So let me show you a little bit of detail about this. Compared to the beginning, the exterior has undergone tremendous changes. Of course, prices have also changed dramatically. To put it bluntly, galvanizing is to prevent rust. It keeps oxygen and water out, and as early as 1980, humans have galvanized iron. This shows that the significance of galvanized sheet is significant. What do you think of this process?